Oh look, a light mite who had the caucasity to come to a black man's page and tell him about Dr. King. Stand back and stand by. First of all, you vanilla chinchilla, you don't know the first fucking thing about Dr. King. The only time that palm-colored people like you even mention his name is when y'all want to push a bullshit-ass point and attempt to control the narrative. Second of all, y'all always misquote him and Malcolm X as if y'all actually agree with any of their teachings or philosophies, knowing damn well that if they were both still alive today, y'all would consider them racist. Third of all, I bet you $100 that you don't know a damn thing about what Dr. King actually said other than a few popular quotes from his I Have a Dream speech, and even then, y'all still use those out of context.
Hey man, MLK said judge a person by their character, not the color of their skin, man.
When in reality, that is not what he said. He said, and I quote, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character." I'm sorry, who were the people being lynched in broad daylight and judged by the color of their skin again? I could not make this shit up, even if I wanted to. Y'all always talking about how he was a peaceful man who didn't condone riots, but let's hear out of his own mouth how he actually felt about riots as well as the reasoning for them.
A riot is the language of the unheard. What is it that America has failed to hear? It has failed to hear that the plight of the Negro poor has worsened over the last few years. It has failed to hear that the promises of freedom and justice have not been met. And it has failed to hear that large segments of white society are more concerned about tranquility and the status quo than about justice, equality, and humanity. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again.
And lastly, let's hear his thoughts on America before he was assassinated.
But I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, I'm not one to lose hope. I keep on hoping. I still have faith in the future. But I've had to analyze many things over the last few years, and I would say over the last few months. I've gone through a lot of soul-searching and agonizing moments, and I've come to see that we have many more difficult days ahead, and some of the old optimism was a little superficial.
If he was still alive today, he would have said we should have listened to Malcolm. And he also said this. Now get your goofy ass off my page.